so anyway, Shepio, hey, all sports GHL YouTube. Thank you very much for following us, and we say thank you once again. Of course, you know that this as your usual back to back latest sports updates. Biggie,
Ogu,
BPLCA dear.
Namia dum bibi abokominia.
Fantastic. Now, let me start with this. Nyamia duma Wednesday, Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham Nebo Super Cup. Looks like attention will form quite obvious. PAG4 and said any supporters be pre baby aye way and Tottenham so said any supporters into Charlie UEFA for crowd on Beboka. I didn't never so I say UEFA for no crime here shots and more chance and comedy Chelsea Bishop say Conference League it's in all play obi. What's I say? Can also Kenya bad. Kenya bad. Me cry one way.
Kenya bad. So listen, Kenya Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain rematch.
What's I
say? Now Chelsea.
They say their time now be. But subsequent years, no. Says Super Cup into UEFA competitions, because we do major Conference League, no. Or not watching it.
Because for. May sure say they have to have a rethink over a Super Cup because in the past na a Champions League any Europa na nkwana wo nti e den omumie ne bebu Super Cup no but now there's another competition
where
awu UEFA na the buy nti so no so ja once awa jere nkwa de champion
and I say afi we nkwana big club bi akobo omunye sure say bia subsequent years no benya big club will be but janka obe ne den
whether there's going to be a big club in the Conference League or not. Once a UEFA organized competition, then me feel they also have to play a part in getting the Super Cup because they deserve it.
Well, the news around it is that Donnarumma, Paris Saint-Germain for a unity Philistine. PG for money boy no omone kunto kwapa na Lucas Chevalier na no yomo foul dia o ka ho draw never see or is suspended into onto me Mobi, but Donnarumma has been well to me bezema used to words me but basically he's not part of the team. Say PG for goalkeeper Marco Fanaba mo share the boss of Baba number 1. Until we said Donnarumma epic club book. The last update I made brother catcher say mind you any Chelsea the omienu enquiries pen on my obienye serious about it. And now Donnarumma so say so when your club kesia or betna I'm on the contract they free na oko. Mama insha same free ho na ye monko mofoforo.
Ogu me jitum say team bi e wo wi ase bia no enhia say obekeeping quality players. Into over Paris Saint-Germain, ball last season. One of the people that are very instrumental, a goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma, the experience and then the performance, and the Paris Saint-Germain, a Champions League, against Liverpool especially. Make us if not the toughest. It was one of the toughest games for Paris Saint-Germain, our Champions League in the first leg. Now Liverpool could be goalkeeper Alisson Becker. To help them say they may consider a lot of goals or pack the prince. But I'm born only we never drew Anfield no. Now Paris Saint-Germain as a club and so ebe the goalkeepers over standing to the test. No one consider a lot of goals. Na Gianluigi Donnarumma sorry gina saves upon saves them at PSG a call penalties and so he was there. On make sure so be keep people very well. Now the performance and standing out. Said they were Paris Saint-Germain bobo ko be champions. And it's such a goalkeeper there. And could be anybody so be keeping on. But in keeping your good players or quality players or in building a team, Nami Jitum say he has to be keep you quality players. No players and so are on your ready. So no so better now. Now on ubedi jumano. Unti for one in conquer so.
Or you ready na sikana modemano no sonje. And
based on the kind of money or modemano no on your ready.
Okay.
Because we're quoting the figure of budget. And a Paris Saint-Germain sika no de man no enuru sa it is a sika no so nuru ya goalkeeper na nya na dwele so obetena no wasi akan de ama Paris Saint-Germain boboku no And then indirectly, the goalkeeper is telling Paris Saint-Germain, if you are not giving me what I want, then I am not ready to be your goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Season nso so no baba be sha ase anasa wo. Na no na ball community shield. Ye be super cup. Then clearly it means season na sha ase. Season na sha ase dia. Obekọ so no goalkeeper na back and forth na. There be I was say we pay obi because ekobasa the 11th hour. Na goalkeeper ni ja ho no mo akwa. You have somebody who is competent or no be baba be shim, no baba be di djuma so dey there e dey amount. And last season in the French league, open one of the goalkeepers, I don't know more Sropa, na Cavalier account. He was one of the best goalkeepers. Our French league animal. And the Paris Saint-Germain thought it twice. Said, "Yali goalkeeper Gianluigi Donnarumma ever draggy issues back and forth to be. Now yam planned for the next season there. I didn't see that year. Ni na yam konko from Fama. No man be shame. No man be see a kind. Fama. So you cannot blame Paris Saint-Germain. O siko peso tua goalkeeper no nya ready so obeje e be wi ase na be back and forth sa meje me say mempe metna
then the clubs that are looking for him omunya wade
now clubs na epe no and it say omo ye omo ne mantem
because I think say e bo no nse da nya bo kese bia sa na me bo 30 million for Donnarumma
around 25 to 30 there.
No, but come on.
Idea what from this all your club now so we here on the service.
Maybe agency fee, no any wages, no.
And honestly, I'm one person now today. I don't want to talk about players. Make us say be a salary, price tag, any idea. We will only talk about the price tag. Say player na banner want to me and deliver. That is what I think or that is what I feel. Because kwaku market le menu mi no be dia tum sa asai and obi na player na obo pass ba ku mienu mi ensa obe so turn 100 million and ne obi na player na the money mo kosoro kakra bi pe obe so odidi sa player no because ono nso na kokko be dia wa baba be nya no enti unti bi blame clubs en ketwa no and as clubs na mo ton mo players no but
anyway
you look at the quality of the player e do head on Donnarumma and then the performance and then the quality that's all few say be boa with team no a na ketu asem no dey aton nchen sika o dey ton o dey aton nchen bonuses ne agency fee ne whatever o dey aton nchen no work for the kind of quality a goalkeeper ne possess no fan the number because and na there kwaku player papa bi any one man ne boafo
say Hans Flick Mate e Barcelona midfield ne say Frankie de Jong Pedri omo guaranteed. Nemu number 10 no. Dani Olmo enye guaranteed. Femi Lopez oni number 10 say a guarantee sa position no e dia mano. Coach is dependent on the game and how competitive number 10 ni ebeye. But looks like Frankie de Jong ene Pedri de oma solidify eho. The toss to be still Barcelona are looking at perfect center back option after Inigo Martinez every team no more akono na no ye hwe Ronaldo ni Kubasi kakra mpenyifo ni BS in fact cancer Christiansen or experience a obeso betimi abono kama Eric Garcia di wo ho kunde di omo person be touching or right back o let's look at the defense and the number 10 role for Barcelona because Femi Lopez now say preseason ni abrepa
koku mama share from the number 10 role say or Femi Lopez now heard Dani Olmo nipa me feel say or that kind of steal and bite and that kind of performance excited supporters, especially in tight spaces, close control. Ubinyana na obeye se jumane di amount. That's Barcelona number 10 or the excitement about game anymore. Coupled with good performances, they're straight away mean home, you know. I'll go for Dani Olmo.
Dainty.
It is because he's shown to us our quality, you know. I'll bet me about that rule. And Nana make us say a typical Barcelona number 10. Barca expect say the number 10 added that excitement. So Barca number 10 ebe control those spaces. That auxiliary striking role at the amount. No sign so amount numbers and at the account. Dani Olmo does it to perfection. Last season, when the games or boy, 25 games and a boy for Barcelona, Bobo Kono league anymore. Kwaku watch 10 goals and no assisted 3 times.
Why are Danny Omo?
10. Yes.
And a 3.
And a 3 assists. And what a league anymore.
League in Kwa.
Yes, league in Kwa. And see, over such a player and the numbers of the Maya, especially when not on your fit consistently. Because I never quite had Danny Omo pie availability.
Same as a 13 goal involvement.
Yes, out of 25 games.
Okay.
Now a lot of the time.
That's a Femi Lopez. So 6 goals, 5 assists. So that's 11. Like.
Kwaku.
Okay. And then on come on me yati say. Femi Lopez no. Born the body Danny Omo ni bocheno.
Onimbocheno.
Name on Femi Lopez. Emma numbers. Ni nansha po ni mu bebre.
And he's most of the time available.
Okay.
And do it really when you are so.
Okay.
But if you are building a team, now build the team no around the player or your injury prone. Could they be our system? Because time we move by a day now over here no player available. That is the Danny Omo situation.
Wow.
Quality in India, it has never been in doubt. Last season, the first season of Barcelona senior team, though no about Amasi another. But two Kwanko Chinchili Kobo Brano. Last season was his first season. But about a performance now or dying, you know. Every Barcelona supporter fell in love with the player. Oh, Shani say, oh, Boma, when he jet.
Number 10, what year? Omo munim number 10 Bopa and Danny Omo Kahubi.
Oh, Shani, when he jet player,
oh, pass the board, the mano. Nani pa bear 5, crazy and in China. Oh, suro. But, say, no, we also have a conversation where the replacement, you know, gives you numbers.
Of course. And see, I am happy the coach is saying, say, player be an one man at my 10 position, no what talk. Maybe I sure say deep within Hansi Flick. The number 10 on one casa pepper. Than you. Yes. But on to me in Casa than you woman number 1 because one number 1 now when it done or so no. A chilan kwa over to me a pra. Into a coco bassa. When your family Lopez obey a player, obey a mentally tough, obey a mentally stronger. Obi one of the mere mention say as some see number 1, one hour backup in Kwano. It's be good performance conform. Yeah. And the coach has to play smart, not working on the minds of the players psychologically. No, be able to be in position.
But if I do remember very well, Senka Nico Williams a buyer. Eka finya na mudene kwa 10 wo nenka neja senka Nico buyer. Eka Femi Lopez ni be relegate na ko be third choice.
Baba number 3 on the pecking order.
And say no, Hafinya 10 die for now. Ya abolish.
Yeah. Hey, nti anu ni ho. Eno mu mienu nyina say Hafinya na eba be board number 10 position akwaku. Menye sure so mu mienu nyina so bi be complaining. Because Rafinha availability is there.
Yeah.
Per numbers.
Yeah.
We must also men on
yeah.
also.
Yeah.
So until you look at all these things and footballers, you know, let's be honest, most of them say so teammates where the onimbo bochenwa. I thought I was starting crampo and how.
Yeah.
And only a few people have any problems with that. Even though deep within them, no one said nipa now was starting janin board bochenwa. And to make me feel say the kind of quality Adani Omokita. And how good he plays for Barcelona whenever he's fit. Coach Nankasa Nyaya nko beti video no 9 number 1. But number 1 ni obi a otai prepra. Nti wonti bi nya gidie ene ahotoso wo number 1 ni mu. Nti o sa o kasa asem ne de kire omo. Said ye be ya nipa no ye backup ni mpo deep within wu coach no. Anytime he gets the opportunity, ono so be ball no te say bi obi a na adwene nya because onim so obi ani position wo bobo ko nim. Nti so oyere ne ho a ono na be baba be number 1. And that is indirectly another motivation to both of these players. Say anytime you be a better opportunity to be ano, obekunu hunu wasi akandi ama Barcelona bobo kono.
Na extra hono
the defensive setup of Barcelona. Pass at there, kwaku. Asem we no o kana ebibi o. Because up till now, the sale of Inigo Martinez, and I said the departure of Inigo Martinez, men kase will become Antonio.
Yeah.
The departure of Inigo Martinez, me dwene ho be permanent amentia. But abanasa nti ye den say Barcelona pay obi e dey never be share honom. Barcelona bobo ko na as a club, do they have that kind of money financially? Omo mazo say that strong omo betimi akọ market akọ for central defender what that level of Inigo Martinez e dey na bana at this moment. Me nyi say Barcelona was as kanibi nti Barca e was say e pay obi no be share position no oboma na ma konkai. we are Barcelona supporter kwaku ebia GDA ubenya and say the Inigo Martinez we are talking about, we saw the best of him last season. The best of Inigo Martinez na who last season no. Me GD say coach bako boy pa improve player na Hansi Flick. Into ubenya GDA. Se said you ye Inigo Martinez on juma. E man be a top player, a top central defender. One player Barcelona nya GDA woni mu. So your commander boy chile wonom e control the other players dem Barcelona boboko no. Sana coach your friend is a Hansi Flick. Ebe ye on another player no so team rise to the level of a Inigo Martinez that he didn't come. Yeah, that is what Barcelona needs now. Preseason ye nyina ye hu ye. No try Gerard Martin or the central defense role because the future be here left center back. The Inigo Martinez position. But Gerard Martin me medical aka say me nche da ni gidie wonimu. But as I said earlier, so wo ka obia samwa wudi kan hwe nipa na track record. Yes. Already on the track record because open the wedding can I pain and the wire da. Now what Gina so the Academy says I can answer the other back. Eddie idea being Eddie a funny panel. It's in as much as main Gerard Martin Indy because the left back position no bon economy so no be central defense. But coach now handle Gerard Martin in Barcelona no. Me wo gidie woni mu because men who players are just last season or Barca. What transform your mama performance na kosoro.
Ben you be so now transforming a be
and you be but don't do na dia why Barca.
No correct.
Into looking at the percentage of the players or upgrading of Barcelona last season no. And the Bema GDA will coach anymore.
Okay.
Because I feel that is the only option at Barcelona. And I say we have try Eric Garcia. Even though or a right-footed player. But I don't know about our position no. But maybe feel that a Barca try Eric Garcia as a left-footed centre back there. And in common for a year Kunde Mumunko. Because Kunde has an experience. Aside the experience, Kunde Barcelona as a centre back. But the right back position, not at the hole. And Abbas after that, you have some bra omunyo bi manemo. And a Kunde bebo and a performance and also. It is a Kunde as a centre back. Now me share Garcia as a centre back. Omunyo right-footed players they are. Looking at the performance and quality of Kunde there. And common shift on because the right back position go at least Eric Garcia and Swatch to me work. You last season whenever there were problems. No make your makeshift or coco show, no abo. And no combo count a coach and a cast more montono because of his versatility. And I think that this is the time. So on the Quaco slot or at least only Kunde about big the centre back position. Now our partner Paul Kubas, no must have control no or Barcelona Chironum.
Another meeting at Coastal Chelsea, Manchester, Alejandro Garnacho. Na Big Ye. Chelsea for say 31 on Betia. Man you foresee 51 year beji next year. Chelsea foresee see an ebe na ebe chedodo de bia ye ba hwe nkosi intisadia ye o former place munchu subi. Say na we see ayi we ni mi hwe mi de na che say o mpese o better place ni din crown
say ewia se wo ho onu nu edi agora no ho ni suban nti me madam fu bia na so obi oban mi amene na bia me se de obi ate madam fu bi wo no ma wo ka kire me se wadam fu asemesi akwa ko wie obi sika me ka cho se da bi mi tikura me de beto so ama se wonti mi nyesa ba wo pa ka kire me so wadam fu asemesi ni ge bi akwa da me ka se me sere wo me enka na boko na me nua ndi mi
who example ha na
oh mi modin
ba who obi wo tirim
oh mi obebre wo mi tirim
nti dan na odi besusu bi white.
Oh, I say wow, body di asema shema no.
Oh, me say then na odi besusu no.
Oh, kwa kumenka I am from him.
Sa.
Eti unu nua bia nam. Wan
ko bi so e.
Na
bi white die na bia.
Me sra wo. Me passa mame. Eti unu nua nam. Ono wadamfo nam. No hu se die di suban sitie. Chelsea bobo ko na miminim na de ko ti a o kan ya mesere ne se Chelsea player papa bi o hiya ni bia on fa nche Chelsea player papa Chelsea hiya no on fa nche enti Chelsea wa ese bonzam o che wade ahweyi o ba gine wanya asem because bonzam ncha de kwa se Chelsea were quality player na time Manchester United if one matter was a quality player no I get Chelsea player of the season at 2. But coach Oba and I say Peno Morino and the Manchester United far one matter. because no person we the coach and the permanent no succeeding. Ebia obetimi aka Eden Hazard Madrid fire brana Chelsea here obetimi aka Thibaut Courtois but miensa we na obenya aka opa abobika ho unya the Chelsea player of form Chelsea player of quality bebrea Chelsea here na Eden say team for befa and nti na o kan mesre no
plus ni bi nie Ronaldo Viega Asao Disasi Chelsea for nankasa no bo play ni ya no mo esre
oh so omo nim said you omo dey ba ne nye and na me ka tire wo no Chelsea ye mi nim Chelsea nya quality player na Chelsea hia na da bi wuntimi mfa
Nkunku Nicholas Jackson nti yesi mu chusu ba kokora mo mfa place ni bi o ho a mu chusu a chese mu disika ni bi ka ho because Nico no mo ka se mu pa wan hwe chese mu sa balance Chelsea sika kakra
Manchester for Sanford kan kan Nico Williams Garnacho ho nkoje Nico Williams
na are
bisi Nico Williams Nicolas Jackson
nyaboche
ye first kan kan Garnacho ho nkoje Nicolas Jackson
team Nico by send the second season na waboy ana 2 seasons and Nico abo ama Chelsea and then the last 2 seasons Edema Alejandro Garnacho why na abobo
2 seasons
the past 2 seasons way Nico versus Garnacho
me dey manage numbers ho nti per the numbers there Nico
and a ball na o dey in general o dey
ball na nkasa body Garnacho ni bobo chain Nico Williams we dey na Nico Williams Nicolas Jackson
but let me say restrict yourself the last 2 years why na abobo
and I me say we why na abobo a esu it's the numbers bam dia
so numbers are parts of the factors you would want to look at
and I make say
so basically it is say Nico Gina ho Garnacho je ko top player ba beto why
o meto Garnacho some catch was Garnacho me we to me wo Manchester and United in ton Garnacho
say Chelsea for some value Nicolas Jackson 70 and I'm also some G 50 intino say mo pe Nico anamo de another make Garnacho no the 20 million and so
valuation ne de obi ne kita na ade and what to din or then the ball per ide e dey atoso nti ene ne dey me blame Chelsea but Manchester United there kwaku Manchester United bobo ko no e na bibia ye bibio ka United din komo na nka ye per striker Nico Williams din ma table no so oh Nicolas Jackson ni din e ma table no so
sana beba
yes but bibi na nema ene na nema asasa and so when Nicolas Jackson numbers of them last season he was better than every Manchester United striker it's in Manchester United nyano based on the numbers and it is an upgrade but Manchester United ain't just an upgrade over the na ye wono we need somebody a yenye feel so obetimi abo the team na kwa anymore than the na ye wono and I feel say enye Nicolas Jackson
okay
it's pedina obobo ye ne de kwaku Manchester United Tony player Chelsea was count from Ramefa yes romo yin player
Musa Mpebio na no de Messi Mount man we na say Musa mo de gina force 9 say faba Adam Mpema you Mpe Chelsea players bi wa
Mount the oba injury ne ha no
enti mo fa no e na we asem
se Mount ye fit Mount e fit akwaku yenim de obetimi aye but on say ye Messi Mount no so on say am fa player anka ho ye kotua cash anti yes romo mo nya say bi maye
well yanto aswe Lamine Yamal say nano you say the girlfriend Nicole nano ba stadium obehwe kakra na a story obi ededa no say akwa the girlfriend ne mame and no post the girlfriend ne mame so akwa like na je say mame no either say Lamine Yamal enya mfa ne mbechira do we feel say okay the bare ne we twemp na dia fa Lamine ankasa ne yakwada on penny size
na say asofo aso
na dia keka ko ide na je say asofo aso
unza ne maame ne so ye young
ya
nti aso
timu say omo no medi di ache o maame ye young papa ye young o medi di ache brutal Lamine ankasa no na ususu so be fa 18 year old on penny sa ono say mpenyufo se mpenyufo no etia someone se kama
we are saying obi any taste nti untimi ncha akwada na bebre ono wo 17 kwa na yetisa wo fam panyifo na wanya 18 years a wanyina wie and obi be kire ne de omfa da bi so odi kan aka kire se na brabo outside park so de mfo obi aho
well
lamine ka kire nti ye di so ama no but
anyway
omfa de ne kondo na onyina ni na de hia na se obegina park de so a obebo ama basa supporters ani age
very well lamina samdie now so bia ni taste who taste dey
oh go ku mimi taste de se lamide ni empanyifo meme de ni omo amchen
omo a wo chen omo se ne kan straight say open kwadai
da bi o ka se kwada de a obi be tiba no asibone
ne asam no de se ti obi a wo chen no ye den obi a wo chen no e obi a o ya kwada ana
Debi. Obi am chen no
obi a wo chen no ye obi a o ya kwada
Debi kwaku uchirem sa ha na obi de yi GSS for
Debi okay but o de range be 18 to 21
oh 18 class so sha
say 20
because me wo fast back e was 19 years
me say na wo fast na twem
and then see am say 18 o so because me wo fast no was 19 years no me hu ni say o so no be ma betwem pena
and now into no fa 20 ko
aha ibi kra be 23 25 yeah you cool
I don't know pempanyimfo demanded do wo
oh any demands like so bia na de ope
okay
ti said the lami
ope young our rain ni so nti uja no kra nhyara ha no bia sa
oh de mi ankasa kra de minim jai omu na ye ja me
sa unjai bi da
de me say start here for life I say shatter movement no
nti ewumu no mo ankasa jaa
de bia omu
enya won fom so unjai ba ko kra da
menkai omu na ye ta ja me
yo yate the Spanish Football Federation at the statement kakraba bontina with regard to match day 17 Barcelona Villarreal I was say about ukrum ha na mpanyifo person the game no come Miami e me be ye ho story na me catch us enne mpanyifo no be hia omo hia wie ye no omo say the Spanish Football Federation Board of Directors they said in Ghana waba esco our board of directors has given the approval to process the request made by Barcelona and Villarreal to hold the match corresponding to match day 17 of the La Liga in the United States. And say no omagia tum ni nkyerɛ sɛ yɛbɛbɔ afei ɛna ɔmo de nkrataa no kɔma UEFA ɛne FIFA because you ntimi and sorry say matam melege kobo ewo association be football de bi enye nsa in say pending the agreements from FIFA and UEFA Javier Tebas they push say yemfa games no nko outside way Javier Tebas he was so na next super cup iba so na mu gu football hey Barcelona dey say kakra ba be chire nti omo beje nti say no omaje de atuo se nyame antum ebeba so de a ombeji sika no de atuo kama Harry Maguire say players are pa omwanse de hu potential ni bi eye Pogba also Pogba was a good player and so baye insense bebre and course so Manchester United camp into no yanse de ehu Pogba no send you sitie kambeja hu say Manchester United come out to play a part and so very unfortunate to say sad in this year. And no be say na ex Manchester United players almost have fire out too much and was sandodo and then they na sansa no what can we say? And also and otepa na ono why na dwen say sansa no or tia mama na chitom no fan ho or ye ni train or did ni dwuma or some person na dwen be kwasa na ma no kaso na dwen koso a e be ha de ye pa nti no na attention en hye ni wo se enei ewiase no esesa social media so to bi ati be bi otimi twire bibia but ono try as much as possible say obe concentrate e wo ball na all ball no Monaco for show interest e wo current Trippier Newcastle for right back, left back. Otimi bɔ ne mmienu nyinaa. Monaco for a show interest. So on back Paul Pogba ho. Ewe ni mona fe omu si akan. Meanwhile, nyame aduma Manchester United any Arsenal match day 1. Referee a obegyina mu Simon Hooper. Referee Simon Hooper. Ono ena ebegyina Thiago Pitas Real Madrid akwada. Na emrebi ena meka kyerɛ akora Madrid for omni Hannes behind the closed doors no oma akwara no kwan say on free pay nkwara no mu bebo ball e wo mpanyimfo no mu na boy no say big so oye the next Vitinha and now no bebo kakra no coach no ani age ne performance no ho pa into omo man contract extension omo say akwara no coach no e feeling the ball ni boy ye pa na say you say Christopher Nkunku Leipzig for say omo pe ai omo gitum so omo pe nemum ka press omo di sika bumu e de ba Chelsea don't forget it e loan e no metimi aye Christopher Nkunku omo say do ma ya ye loan what you say anyway Harry Maguire and go be say the best 5 players you can say 5 aside she say teamwa and also okay obefa John Stones obefa Bruno Fernandes obefa Paul Pogba obefa Riyad Mahrez no afa Cristiano Ronaldo. Inti senior man squad na no you 5 aside. John Stones, Bruno Fernandes, Paul Pogba, Riyad Mahrez, and a Cristiano Ronaldo. Biggie.
Mama Shasia from Harry Maguire. On a Paul Abiu Pogba. Mijidi say Paul Pogba is one person akwaku. People were watching him with different kind of lens. I am saying different kind of lens because Paul Pogba is a central midfielder for Manchester United. Obi antimi convince me say na Paul Pogba more than months any. When Manchester United played games with Paul Pogba, and when Manchester United played games without Paul Pogba, there was vast difference. He controlled games for Manchester United. He played well for Manchester United. But Nanipa at that time, na Edin sa obetis will be the 100 million of player.
Yeah.
Will be the 90 million of player, 70 million of player. So when Paul Abiu Pogba was bought for close to 100 million euros, which was around 89 million pounds at that time, no, Nanipan Tibida. Nti de bia na amanfo gredi Paul Pogba say e was so bobo bi abro adwen ntia so because say sika na ye dia baba beton no doso. It was because of Paul Abiu Pogba and a coach e friend say Jurgen Klopp e bi na no ka say ada onu ni team e be yi sa sika ni bia koto player na sa ada no be jai coaching because we felt the price was abnormal na doso broso. Nti based on the kind of money I did to Paul Pogba no e sika no wani na nipa de hwe Paul Pogba. And into na man for who is a Paul Pogba na onya de o Manchester United, but he did very well for Manchester United. Kwaku so ye Harry Maguire now one develop a tech scanner e won na obebrewu last me catch le obi ati said you obolo Ghana na usure di atem obebre papa
eno so
kwaku uyo obolo Ghana usure di atem usuro huro ene se woni nkan obeku che won akonfo Harry Maguire also focus on the training. Now some man for car about say onya de ne modern mon so ni ade no enka no any training na oye. And I say oye Harry Maguire na usready di atemo a any ahwa obeku nwa afiri wi ase say the oyo bolo wo Ghana na usuru guru ni ade. Say we develop it. You have to develop that kind of thick skin.
Nti ye ka wote but umwa
also Ghana, the way people are going to body shame you, just because you will be also. I'm for that public transport more. The mobile who work on can how be see a cover drop it who is very well. Just because also. It is a mentally one you're tough. Now one develop that kind of thick skinner and that is the Harry Maguire situation. One of the players among for dinner temper where we are Harry Maguire account. And on also no, it was because of the price tag. He was bought around 80 million, a central defender. Now buy a more money in Konkai. Born now Obama, England, now Manchester United, who no coffee buy no buy win team Bobby. The performance was poor at the point in time. At the point, now player Manchester United support to be a bomb pie. Say one free bobo code Harry Maguire. And for you to get to that kind of level, your lowest will carry amu. Now even with team supporters in team now see a kind no supporters them pie body and can be around two ne free team in there. You can just imagine how the player felt in those moments. It is a one cycle. Nanasa when you be a manan kakasa debi anchero, and as a one kasa one you 3 more juma. Now one to be a mama me bar. Ebe we ask and one ebe how. And I am happy say Harry Maguire upon everything he went through last season. So open one of Manchester United's best players and Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
It do time Manchester Bobo na Harry Maguire the man supporters
no credit.
No musu. Harry Maguire boni defense. O we are kwa ni mu akwa just strikers na juma ya ka ho amamu ko pe goals. Where Manchester United.
Real Madrid for nam kwanso ebeko Austria. Skada amode eko Thibaut Courtois, Andrew Lonin, Frank Gonzalez, defenders, Dani Carvajal, Elda Militao, Alaba, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Raul Asensio, Alvaro Fernandez Carreras, Fran Garcia, Antonio Rudiger, Dean Howson, Diego Aguedo. Midfielders, Chouameni, Anta Gule, Dani Ceballos, Thiago, Roberto Martin, any more for Vinicius Junior, Kylian Mbappe, Rodrigo Goes, Gonzalo Garcia, Brahim Diaz, and Yanis. So Real Madrid squad almost bought a friendly game with Austria, and right after the game they're going to come back now for your match. So Biggie, Ronaldo wife from Georgina. Idea we posted there to social media. So
okay.
Apekiana.
So we are foul.
Apekiana.
Afa.
There say, we are in Sabakure Ronaldo and I say on one side.
Yeah, that's any day Ronaldo.
A Ronaldo.
A Bemansa. Yeah, that's any Bemansa. Shintini
Ampa. Next say, finally, Ronaldo a propose to Obano and Tessa.
What do you say?
Where's so much champion?
Yeah.
Anna?
Yeah. Oma watch pa. Why are you?
I'm champion naturally.
Why are you pa?
What I say?
Why are you?
And you know, Krum Hanka, Sanko Wajada, that because only me a champion naturally me who.
Oh, it depended. Me kai obema kampono. Man bako, madam for bako papa. Na onene yeri no. Or say oma date 50 GHS.
Hey.
Yeah. 50 GHS no na date ya. No move the same town.
Wow.
Offense wa before.
Wow.
And on na date 50 GHS through to SHS. And mo movie ye tena fie mo obi abo ne bra. Kopem se papa ni be di soja. A obe wa nti ebi wa ha. Aya na nyenya bi cha. But eto da aya na ho na edin. Ba no nche se bi ni ha.
Ne kroma mema no ese bo twempe na be 3 months bia na oba no to pressure. Opaware.
3 months.
Bi ku akọ 1 year.
3 months ye de ware.
Ti saying SSA wonen it's na kopem be saying
ko kumintimi ntwam fie de ba.
Ba sha around be.
Was say ko nanim kakra.
Be 2 years.
2 nya bad. 2 nya bad. Na wo ye boni no hu na wo twempena na wo chew. No one who nipa no anything ye because our journey nya journey ketu ogwaku.
Niti sa 2 years within 2 years no. And there ehun hia se wo de onima be siesie. Sa wo twempe na atwen. Ne enchew.
Da bi de wo se de wotie bi ani se wo de sie.
Wo sa wo ye within 2 years.
Wo sa wo mani hu nipa wo tie. Ope wo sa. No wa fa wo sa. Enti so mo ware mpo a na BBC a onim se amikunu de ade we obe. Eye normal. Yes.
Okay.
Eye normal ma no. But what the niema siesie no na afei mu ware no obehu a ase wa ha no ebia de na wo ye no ompe but sisi a wa ware na wie na o de amemre mfeti a ware na ase oti anyi ya na afei wo bedi dada nkyene akowu
ani dada nkyene so de ehu pa
so ho enti manipa ni hu se de wo tie ompe
ti dan wo subanyi ne di pa oba no so kan oba no so ndan ne subanyi
of course
so oba so twa fa nkyene a be ma no and
se oba ni twa fa nkyene na o kire na o de be kyene no ne ye wo asem
okay no one say suban ya
no one say sa na o tie e na wo se wo pe wa de
okay
se won twa mfa ho so na so wo suban fufuro bi wo nom na o de asi a eno to no wo kwan am de be fa
see courtship and as a dating there yemfa bibie nsi
koku yemfa hwinsie ma nipa ni hu se de o tie no hu se o asem asiti sei na emum ni suban eni bi eye papa ntime pe no because you can never get a perfect human being
But you can get a near perfect.
Near perfect in the you can get a good human being. Near perfect cramming into Debbie.
Now, maybe you will say, be new saying. You will be a honor or say near perfect for the adults.
So, who's any problem? But maybe there are a lot of good people on earth.
Okay, that's
but so we because we near perfect there, Debbie. Of course, you weigh the options. Nipa no ne papa nie, ne boni nie. But papa ne outweigh boni no. Enya hwe no forget boni no. Na oni nipa na nante because brebo bia boni no tare ho.
Komo ye me de ye mre so ko nti fan say woni na twa be 1 year na nusuban nya ofe na ujai no a anase mujai a eno oba ne timi ka se we wasting the time ana.
Yeah, obetimi aka. Especially when on sa dia ba ko e ya pa ne to obi ni ubejai. Na normal reason. Yes.
Ibi atu pen.
Oh, yentimi ntina biem de ntia onyem bibia but me feel say yentimi nto aso biem. You will be thinking say then am I here like that kind of thing. But say nipa ni ujai. Na nipa na e ka kire utaye A, utaye B, utaye C.
Chimpina we kire
de bia me ka kire ba oda so yentia nu ntimi ne wontina biem a. Say when few biem krampa wanka sa oni tell yam the nipa ne kind wo ye.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
Etini nipa na bia matena 1 year bia matena 2 years. But the entia wo gina so agya no waka kire na onsesa. Me sure so no wanka sa be gya tumo na kuma me say we di efiri ono a.
Eye pa say education we dey me dey pa say yemre no susu ebuke kofi any album ti wodin say albi say ne yire yese the girl obonasum obro ni nyina nti no
ono ne bo oba no
mo mbo no nti eno no
o de ti jakana
me say nti eno no sa no o sister no a open no nti say that chibi o ka say o jai because of that
Debbie
enye se etiase
Debbie ena kwaku ade ba ko ne say ade na unza wo ka say that chibi o jai because of data wo hu dada ena o so ope ade ba ko ne say enema na a share relationship na say aye hu no a ye bu ye no gusu say o me do no e bi o be sesa ene ade no at long last eno na ye good relationship no
big we a counselor power honestly the counseling aspects of your life no and me we say epie e futuo na wutu no mani je ho pa e be bie nkomo foforo echire na ya babrabo mu nkomo what as ya babrabo mu nkomo a na we yi bebre ba me so say nkomo na wudi no adede da fa kakra frim obia be fa ne ma kakra bi frim obia de ohwe enso
edire de oba da sababa o
adede be ma oba timi fro adede o chire bi ejai sam bi be mu a ne ehu de eko
oh yeah
ko ba de bitimi ati wuti what I say
based on coin offer so ne ejai and because kogu no cry ba say wo no ne wa nya yi e be hawo e be yo ya
nti say no lessons ba ko aye fa de fi wo education mu ne say senior oba ani wujai a obe pese onka de nti port ya oni wujai no wo so be ma the same so catcher no
of course
and yes sir odi hu yawa that be be how
no so catcher no
na wakonya mpena wo foforo baby a unse ne kan den
oh say ebia na okonya mpena no e suban na nipa ne dan na di no and then the force wo ma wo pay oba
ebia no bi so a wise ka bi a kire no a no be den wa kan se woni skantimi jao so na ne kan den
koku ne kanya den sa ne kanya den sa nti ena ye better say no matter ne kana ye den no be kan kire nipa ndan sa wonka
ai Ronaldo nyamiase nti say finally Ronaldo what is saying
Ronaldo I think around 38
40
so we room 40
afi no be ware
oh but all mother than tino the obepen wa ware mkwa wanya bidada
ena our radio ni nyina ogusu ye dada oni oba na na eti ogusu
but at least officially also show oba na ni munyam
nti ni boys me break kromo a our red nyama aware for ye no enu abia no mo ye dada
oh senne Ghana mpana twen de ene Ghana mpana twen de ya aware
bibia wo
ya ware
bibia wo
god ya ware for ye no wo ye omukra na sa boys ne ye chen ware for
isa ware for no ono ade na face se kura ati ne ni so de bia wa ye busy nti ba we ni de bi osi ho
onya oba ko a ade de pa
ade on ware so no ene ma oye ne nyasam ketwa what I say de bia osi ho sa bema na obeba no fridge mu na stew shem kakra enkwan shem kakra
nice one
oba na pena bro so
nice
nonu anuane ahodo e de bre no
so nyame nhyira oba no
nyame nhyira oba no say na we be de na oba to wo be ma de ade de what I say nti kire baby a ama de na akoduru ase say ordinary my bre ne so kire bi amfa what I say oyo obibi na o ka say ye ne nkopa che o ma wa enye ye
Debbie.
You fancy an asini man.